The Furzedown Project is an open access centre. We're based in South West London and we target older adults, and we're looking to reduce social isolation and loneliness, a general sense of well-being. We have been so fortunate to host the LGBTQ+ Coffee Mornings because it's the only one in South West London. And I feel privileged that we're able to allow this group to grow exponentially. It's been here for 8 years now. And what it means is we are able to offer a safe, secure environment for members of this community. And I think that the idea that we're all sharing our ideas and values shows how inclusive the organisation is.
It's unbelievable what this project does, really. I've been living in this neighbourhood and volunteering in this project for more than 20 years. We laugh all the time, and I think a lot of people who attend this project see us as having so much fun, they want to be part of it.
So to come to a group like this has actually given me great joy. I've made some good friends since joining here, and it gives me hope and a feeling of security that the group actually discusses things about what happens to older people as they remain in the community and what they might have to do if they don't and they get removed from the community to a care situation.
Well, I guess this project came about because in our meetings, people kept bringing up things about what they were worried about as they got older, what they were scared about as they got older. You know, things like, no one will know if I get ill. What would happen? I'd go into hospital and nobody would know. Having estranged families taking over all your affairs and your money, not having anyone to write down on a lasting power of attorney because they didn't have any next of kin. All sorts of people talked about having to go back into the closet. The homophobia, the assumptions of heterosexuality. We invited Ted Brown to come and speak to us, and we heard about the experience that he and Noel had had of the appalling abuse within services. So we made a decision. We were going to do a bit of work around this within our group. And so the project started. Well, I guess what we started off by doing was two things. One, looking at the literature and saying, what have other people said about this? And actually we found these sorts of concerns were very common. We also held a series of workshops within our group where we talked about what people wanted as they got older, what their fears were about getting older, what sort of support they'd like and how they'd like to get that support. What we did was we put together the literature and all of the concerns and recommendations from our group into a booklet called Aging on Our Own Terms, which we've now published.
What I want is a care system that actually respects me as an elderly gay man amongst other people who might not be gay people.
It's about integration, I think. It can feel very lonely when you're the only one. I'd want to make sure that my cultural needs are met. And some people, as much as they want to, they have no idea what our cultural needs are. You know, what we read, what makes us laugh, what we watch, what our experiences have been, and to have those experiences valued.
That's what I want. Safety, a sense that I'm part of the community and I can be completely free so. I do not want to live in an environment where I have to go back into the closet in old age.
Well, what I would expect from Wandsworth is that my needs and wishes would be met. Having spent my entire life working in healthcare and giving service to others, I would expect the same service to myself as I become older, and that I would be allowed to stay in my own home for as long as I possibly can with help from Wandsworth Social Services. And that help will be provided by people who will be respected of my wants and wishes.
We need examples. We need people to be free with their language. We need them to talk in a language. If you were to talk to me and talk openly about being gay or not about yourself being gay, but just including that language in your vocabulary, that would make me feel that you actually were on board. More visibility, perhaps, of acceptance and that we're here, whether it be posters, badges, language. That's what I want from social care.
I don't want to be denied access of my friends who might want to come and see me because of their sexuality. I don't want people judging who can come and see me and who can't come and see me.
The sense that we're not here, we're invisible, the fear of going to care homes and having to be protected. I mean, this is completely intolerable. We should be completely equal members of society, end of, at all points in our lives. No exceptions.
I do not want people who would perhaps have to care for me as I become older to be telling me what I want to do or what they want me to do and not what I want to do. I would want to make my decisions for myself as long as I possibly can.
We've all got different histories, we've all got different experiences. So the idea that, we treat everybody the same, I don't want that at all. And I want respect. Respect and acceptance about who I am, I think. So if you don't do that, I don't want people forcing their views onto me about who I should, or, I don't want that sort of attitude about you shouldn't be doing whatever it is you're doing. There is a lot more talk about lesbian and gay and trans people in the media, and it's much more normal, if you like, or usual, but it's still, I don't think that equates with getting services for people. One of the members of the group who was a carer, I think he probably still is a carer, was visiting somebody who was dying from cancer, and his colleague that he was going with said, well, he deserves that because he was a gay man. And that wasn't so long ago, that's post-COVID. That was shocking to think that those sorts of comments can be made, and I don't know how that person, I didn't have a chance to ask him, how did he respond to that? You're sitting in a car, possibly driving with somebody, and you're going to help somebody who's dying. You can't, and what a difficult situation that was for somebody. So yeah, that was just shocking.
Yes, I've had instances of friends who have been told that their lifestyle is not compatible with modern days life. Also, that what the Bible says, and when they visited their friends in care homes or hospitals, have had members of staff trying to convert them, offering prayer to them. I would not tolerate that, and I don't think anyone should have to put up with that.
But it's more than that. It's not just about treating people equally. What we want is those services to treat people in a way that really respects their identity. So an example of good practice was we found a care home where they knew that a lesbian woman had been involved in publishing, and she'd published some lesbian and women's writing. So they brought those things in and they shared them around, and they gave some profile to those issues. So we want services where people can feel at home, where people don't have to go back into the closet.
I had a good rapport with the staff and management, but I'm aware that they fell short in many ways due to their lack of knowledge and training. For example, on her birthday, she had her hair permed and been given bright red lipstick. She looked horrendous, like Betty Davis in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. I mean, that was not my mother. Her dignity was not respected, and this is more prevalent in the LGBT community. Many of NOTs do not have a family support network. Everyone, regardless of their background or orientation, deserves to be treated with respect and have their dignity upheld in every facet of their lives.
So first of all, we think that any organisation providing health or care needs to recruit people who have the right values, the right attitudes, who are going to respect everybody. Whatever your sexual orientation, whatever your gender, your ethnicity, they need to be really respectful. And we want to be confident that those provided by care homes or home care services that if they spot any sign or any complaint about some homophobic behaviour, and we've heard about it in this work, you know, a care worker saying that a gay couple deserved for somebody to be dying of cancer. If they get any whiff of that, they need to act fast and strongly and make sure that that kind of behaviour and attitude is not there in our health and care services.
I think very much the people within our group were saying, yes, sometimes you need professional carers, but actually there's a lot that our communities can do to support each other. And it's exactly groups like our Furzedown LGBT group that provide an awful lot of support to each other, that kind of peer support. And I think we've really got to look at how our communities can support each other.
It's our duty as much as anything to the rest of the community to be out there, to be saying something, to be saying what we need, and to make sure that that's projected beyond it. Hence the importance of this report, that it gives us a chance to say that and say it loudly and clearly.
If there's one big message from this booklet, it's that we want to open up the conversation in all our services, all the services in the borough and more widely, about LGBT lives, respect and really treating people for the different people that we are. And we also want to build on mutual support, community support, because that makes people feel alive. It makes people feel they can live into older age full of hope and knowing that they have support when they need it, and that we can support each other, which gives everybody such great strength. And that needs a bit of investment, but it's a hope for the future for LGBT people as they age in Wandsworth and beyond.